Does raw human emotion dictate your financial decisions?
I like to shop.
I love shopping so much.
Or are we rational calculators of our own self-interest?
If you believe that, you can believe that pigs will fly.
It's a bitter scientific debate that has real-world consequences.
Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
The crash of 2008 nearly collapses the global economy.
$1 trillion in mortgage investments have gone bad.
The crash really matters. It is unexplained by the discipline of economics.
That's just an insult, a pointless insult.
A set of amazing experiments reveals it was no surprise.
It was driven by psychology.
Experiments show our behavior is bizarre when it comes to money.
It's an almost irresistible force.
But not everyone agrees.
The observation that people feel emotions means nothing.
Stuff in the opening, I won't pay over that.
What happens when two powerful forces collide?
Emotion still drives the markets.
Mind over money. Right now on Nova.
Major funding for Nova is provided by the following.
Okay, who's ready?
It's an unusual experiment that challenges all our ideas about money.
Hey, who wants to bid?
An auction of a $20 bill.
$1. Do I hear $2? Who's got $2? Do I hear 3? 3 in the back. How about 4? How about 5? Anyone 5? 5. 6.
The rules are
7.
simple.
7.
The highest bidder will get the $20 bill.
10. 11. 12.
But there's a catch.
13.
The second highest bidder receives nothing, but pays the amount of the losing bid.
Do I hear 20? $20.
Fair deal.
Amazingly, two participants bid way above the face value.
26.
27.
27 going once.
28.
28. How about 29? 28 going once.
So why would anyone pay more than $20 for a $20 bill?
$20 sold for $28 to this gentleman.
A group of scientists called behavioral economists think they have the answer.
Just popped, and now he starts again.
They believe that when it comes to making decisions about money, the human mind often behaves irrationally.
We see a variety of ways in which people depart from rationality. People are not using the information they say they should be using, and instead they're using other information that they told us one would be crazy to use.
The notion that people can behave irrationally when it comes to money may not seem like a radical idea, but it challenges the dominant economic philosophy that has shaped policy in business and government for the last 5 decades. The intellectual heart of this philosophy is here at the University of Chicago. This campus has given rise to more Nobel Prize winners in economics than any other institution in the world. Nearly all of them share a common assumption, that when it comes to money, people are highly rational. One of the great champions of this view is Gary Becker.
The most powerful theory we have, and I think it's the most powerful theory in the social science, is economics as a theory of rational behavior at individual level, and that's a theory we rely on.
So what is economics?
University of Chicago professor John Cochran is another leading proponent of this rational model of economics.
And how do we do it? We start by thinking about people and by thinking about how people behave. People's behavior. What do they want? How do they go about getting it?
It's a model first revealed 200 years ago by the father of economics, Adam Smith, in his book Wealth of Nations.
He started economics in a way that Newton and Galileo started physics. He defined our field in some sense and came across some of the basic insights that people working in their self-interests could coordinate in markets and produce wonderful outcomes.
So what did Adam Smith mean by rational and self-interested behavior? Take an average person in today's world. He's constantly calculating ways to increase his wealth.
Adam Smith basically said people are rational and selfish even, so a very narrow form of rationality.
Before he makes a purchase, he works out exactly what things are worth to him, be it a cab ride or buying stocks. His goal is never to pay a cent more than he must. And while he has emotions, they never sway him from his own financial self-interest. For Smith, individuals behaving rationally are an invisible hand that keeps the whole economy stable.
He put it all together. He ended up with results that are very modern. I mean, economists over the years have modified it a bit, but Adam Smith really had the basic insight.
We put those behaviors together in markets.
2 centuries later, economics has evolved into a rigorous discipline.
Having understood behavior, having thought about the markets where people interact with each other, we understand the predictions of that model for the facts.
And Smith's insights into how rational people make financial decisions are now expressed in precise mathematical equations.
Starting after World War II, increasingly in economics, you had to say it mathematically if you were going to be taken seriously. Economics from the very beginning had been pretty much the study of rational, greedy people making decisions to try to enrich themselves. And it turns out that you can come up with some pretty elegant ways of expressing that mathematically.
Today, these mathematical models are the main tools used by economists to shape policies that affect us all, from the interest rates set by the government and the level of taxes to how much we can borrow from banks. Behavioral critics of these models believe they take Adam Smith's insights to an extreme.
They represent people as doing immense calculations with immense databases.
The main model of consumer behavior assumes that we never buy anything until we've calculated the impact on, for example, our retirement fund. And we're so good at math, we use interest rates to compute our pleasure over time after buying something.
What are you talking about? What interest rate do I have in my head? That's the kind of thing that the models require that everyone is consistent about.
Rational economists concede that people don't actually do these calculations, but they have a well-known defense, as if.
The way economics textbooks are written, they don't say people behave this way. They say people behave as if they were doing this.
Now, when we do that, we're not assuming that the people in the real world actually make those calculations. We're simply saying that they behave as if they do.
Behavioral economists like Richard Thaler are unconvinced.
Defending economic theory, economists made a point about expert billiards players, that they might not know anything about physics or trigonometry, but they play as if they do. Now that's ridiculous. You know, let's take an easy shot like this. I might be able to make this shot. And an expert would make it, I can make it too, but let's think about, suppose I want to put this ball in this pocket. Now I know the trigonometry, I got to get the angles.